presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
This is awesome. Come on, parlez-vous. We're going over to Paris. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, it's Adam from Paris. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Adam, yourself?
That's good. Long time no talk. I appreciate everything you've done for me and my family over the years. So
well, we appreciate you growling problem with us.
Yeah, sir. I've done gold reports and all the softwares and all your books and read it. Generational thank you.
You are. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We got 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great week, folks. Always do your best, but don't overdo. When you overdo, you deplete your body and you go against yourself, and it'll take you longer to accomplish your goals. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 422, Nasdaq's up 83, S&P's up 32, gold contract trading up 270 at 1679.30. You got the silver market up 8 cents, $20.86. Light sweet crude down 77 cents, $91.84 a barrel. Notes and bonds. The 10-year note down 11 ticks, trading 109.22. The 30-year off 28 at 118.18. And King Dollar. King Dollar's down 770 ticks, trading at 110.101. The euro is out here at a price point of 1 to 1. The yen is 146, and the British pound is 115 to 1 U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. Okay, well, I just did the update. You know, we have some divergence, so we're going to speculate as to what we have happening here right now. So, the S&P, the SPY, it's holding price. You have it, bottom line, you're up $3 right now in the SPY. You get 44 million shares. You know, as I said, Friday did 103. You know, I can see a slowdown, meaning building cars. But when you build cars, folks, you go sideways. This market's going higher. So I suspect if we do hold 378.87, where you're 75 cents over that right now, that is still saying that you're going to continue going higher. The volume's going to pick up. That's the real bottom line. But, you know, if you hold price, we'll go higher, and it's going to try to get through this downdraft of that on Tuesday, you know. But Tuesday when we came down Tuesday, it came down with 126 million, but the bottom line is you were going to 133. So that's still held. Now, we go to the NDX 100. We take a look at the three Qs, same type of setup, meaning that, you know, you get a monster contraction out here today. But it looks like it's going to hold price. 266.61 is the number. So in this particular case, you know, bottom line, you're about 55 cents over the point where it has to hold. It holds there, then you're going to start going right into this baby. Gold. We go to look at the gold contract. We had out here in the gold contract last week. You know, this is a classic. Let's go through this for a second, because this is no doubt a classic. And what I have seen, and this is where, you know, when you're basically in the markets in general, okay, there's certain points that are like, wow, did this make it? Is it going to make it? And gold, man, I mean, it did what it should have did. But watch this. This is just amazing. So your first low was established at $1,622.20. That had 280,000 contracts traded. We come down and tested, and we got to a price point of 1621.10. So you rejected the low, and you did 271 million. So it's 271 versus the 280, right? Then we came down again. We came down to 1618.30, rejected it, and had 255,000 contracts. So 255, 271, 280. And so it held. The bottom line, it held, man. I mean, it didn't jump over the cliff. And then what ends up happening? Boom. Friday comes in with 294,000 contracts. Now, that level there, okay, you can do, when you do these channel lines, it's just the same way as the dollar on the way up. And when you see this, it's crazy, man. It's like it didn't hit the whole thing on the way down, but it got awful close. This gold contract, my take now wants to run up into this 1824 area. So now let's get over to the dollar, because the dollar is what it's all about, folks. And the dollar, bottom line, came up to the underside of its trend line and had an immediate failure. I mean, this was amazing, actually. And what's cool about these channel lines in general, the channel line rather than a trend, the bottom line, you knew what the channel line was. Now, the channel line was 113, 152. Well, we went to 113, 148, okay? Into the thousandths of one. Think about that. It's just so cool. It's unbelievable. Then what ends up happening? Boom, it falls apart. So your first place you're going to watch is that low that we had established out there about 2 weeks ago, which is the 110, 109, 535. But, you know, this is a break of a longer-term trend, and the beginning of that trend is 104, 936. So that's saying to me that that is exactly where that baby wants to get down to, into that area. Now, here's where the divergence is. So the way that the dollar is set up and the way that we did hold price inside the S&Ps, inside the metals, that's telling me the market wants to go higher. So when we have the divergence that today we have very light volume in the SPYs and the S&P, let's go to the indices. So the indices, 533. Yeah, see, and we have really light volume in the indices. That has to work its way out. That's the real bottom line. We have to work that out. Being a bull, if you're a bull right now, you do want this to hold price, so it'd have a following day to see if, in fact, it can get up into higher price. That's how this shakes out. I want to thank man Basil Chapman, Larry, to doing my shows. I had a blast, folks. The bottom line is that went up to Boston. 247th birthday of the Marine Corps. And so in Boston, in South Boston, here's the number in South Boston. The last 51 years, 02127 have sent more Marines into the Marine Corps than anyone in the whole country. 52 years. Bottom line, we started a birthday 35 years ago. There was 30 of us, right? Do you know how many Marines were there? 1,900 Marines. It's the biggest Marine birthday probably in the whole country. We had the assistant commandant there, got to see all my friends. Awesome time. So thanks, Larry. Thanks, Basil. Really appreciate it, man. Stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. Dow Industrial's up 452. Oh, and the Marine Corps birthday is November 10th, folks, okay? But, you know, bottom line, you know, you got to do it before or afterwards, because on the birthday, you know, there's not as many Marines that can make it because they want to be in their own communities for that. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kakestat's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kakestat breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 473, Nasdaq's up 105, S&Ps are up 40. Let's go take a look at the XLE for a couple of the tigers out here. There's no doubt the XLE, bottom line was running when the market wasn't running. Right now, you got it up another $1.70. You're at 93.12. The low for the year out here is 51. The high's 93.31, which it's approaching. No, but that high was in June. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, well, look at here. Okay. Wow. Yeah. This is so intriguing, man. Okay. And the reason I'm saying that, folks, is this. I've seen this before, and these are always a trip. The bottom line is that you do have an ABC inside here. Now, it's approaching the high, but guess what? This is an ABC. It is, and it looked like it was losing out, but it didn't. Approximately $11. That's going to get you 98. You're at 93. Here's the Friday, you had 30 million shares. Well, it took out 21 million. That's an ABC up. It's going to have still, have to do some stuff. But that's an ABC up, man. Let me put this on a weekly for a second. 90, I think I said 98, I said. Yeah, you need to see this to launch tonight. It's going to launch to 93. It's an ABC up on the daily. And what is good, you see this? Oh, this is good. Yeah, this wants to bust. Wants to bust topside. So you see the weekly? Last weekly. Okay, the high weekly has 126 million shares traded, right? Last week, we did 136. So that's approaching, that's pushing a high, and it's pushing it with volume. And that is also saying that what you're going to see there is the aspect of the dollar is going to basically continue to lower. That's what this is looking like, because this is oil, okay? Because what you're going to see, the dollar, folks, picture something. In every other currency, you've had commodities, particularly gold and silver, at all-time highs, except for the dollar. Now, when the dollar pulls back, you get this explosion in commodities, like, in a huge way, because the bottom line is that they're priced in dollars. Now, let's go take a look at Disney. Disney, sorry about that, folks. Do this. I always turn this off. Disney, coming out with the numbers tomorrow. Okay, so let's see what they're looking for. Disney, they're going to be looking, after market tomorrow they come out, they're going to be looking to take in $21.3 billion to the top line, 50 cents to the bottom line. That's quite a haircut. They've been taking in $1 to the bottom line. For some reason, they're going to go down to 50 cents. And then next quarter, they're going up to $1.19. So we'll see where it shakes out. That's fundamentally. Technically, let's put this on a weekly here. Okay, so broke the downtrend. Pull back. Still at the high Friday, which is good. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks to me like, let me put this in a monthly for a second. So that was just a 2-year weekly. I'll put it on a 10-year monthly. Yeah, this thing wants higher price. This wants to at least test that. See that high? The 126 high had volume in it. And when you have the type of downdraft that, the market had and Disney had, it's going to take more than once to get through this monster bar from 139 to 111. That's just kind of how it sets up. Now, when I was gone, so Friday was the big day in gold. We'll get into that for a second. I'm going to go through a few of these gold stocks because what had happened is this, okay, is that you have GFI. GFI was, now, wait to hear this. This is where, when you get really uninformed, even professional traders, okay? Because when GFI made the run for Humana Gold, okay, AUY, the professionals that actually are, the holders of GFI, the professional holders, were, GFI had and has continued to basically talk them into that this is a good deal. Well, they weren't having too much luck. Now, and then what ended up happening is that Pan American Silver and an Eagle teamed up together to make a bid for GFI. So the way that the bid is structured, folks, it's almost the exact same amount of money that AUY would get. And this is why. Because there's a breakup fee of $300 million that Humana has to pay GFI if they walk away from the deal. So right now, what has happened is that you can, and I'm talking about within hundreds of dollars. It's the same value. Now, if we go to, I'll show you something. If you go to an Eagle, what you're going to see with an Eagle, when this came across, went higher, because it's a separation. That's what's going on, meaning that an Eagle went higher as Pan American Silver went lower. And so what the market looked at, Pan American Silver went all the way down to $13.84. It recovered another dollar. It's $14.84 right now. But what it is that, let me see, I'll get the exact same thing so I can pull it up here. 1 second. Anyway, what is going on is that the market didn't like how it was structured, meaning the market felt that AEM, the assets that AEM were getting. So here's Humana. What was going on is that Pan American Silver was getting so many assets that they wanted where they do business. An Eagle was getting so many assets. The market loved what an Eagle was getting. They couldn't stand what Pan American Silver was getting. So now let's put the whole thing together. If you put the whole thing together, my take is that unless an Eagle and Pan American Silver come in with a higher bid, they will take Goldfield's bid. And because it has to do with the aspect that it's already in place, it's the same bid, and they don't have to come up with $300 million in cash. So we'll see where it shakes out. Now, if Pan American Silver and Eagle come in with a higher bid, we'll see how GFI does, whether they decide to come in with a higher bid and or just take the $300 million in cash. So let's just see what that. This always gets interesting when you have a cash walk away. Yeah. I mean, see, $300 million is a lot of money. But when you take a look at, what they take in $4.3 billion. And then when you take a look at, what they're doing, I mean, you can see Australia, West Africa, South Africa. They're growing a lot, man. And their business, the biggest business. West Africa has the huge amounts of gold at very inexpensive prices. Australia, always been a great place. The Australian dollar's in at 60 cents, so that's a good way. You can see how much they've got out of South Africa. South Africa right now is only 523 million of that 4.23 billion. So that says quite a bit. If we go over to Humana, you take a look at Humana, see where. So when you look at Humana, Humana's 1.8. Now Humana does. That's going to be Peru, South America. They're growing pretty good too. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow. Dow Industrials right now up 464. You got the NASDAQ up 101. S&Ps are up 38. You got the question here, how I think trade is going to be affected from the midterms. So the midterms are tomorrow, folks. The bottom line, it looks like the Democrats will lose the House. Senate is up for grabs. And if that's the case, you know, if the Senate stays with it's a tie now, but Harris has the vote. If the Senate stays with the Democrats, the Republicans get the House, the bottom line, that's gridlock. And the market will like it. And what's also going on, if you remember, I'm in Mr. Steve Rhodes. If you follow him today he's not on, but if you follow him on Mondays, of what he was showing, that this cycle right here from the midterms on coming into the third year is the most powerful cycle in the presidential cycle. So, you know, you start putting that together, and then you put together that the market held last week. That's telling me that we're going to have a nice counter-trend bounce here. That's all this, my take is that's all this is. But it's going to be a heck of a one that people will think that, oh, this is it. And I suspect at some point, maybe January or whatever, we're going to come back down. and, test some of these areas. But that's how this seems to be setting up right now. So you have a couple things that are definitely going with you, meaning in the positive sense that these markets do want higher price. I'm sure everyone heard about Elon Musk and Twitter, the aspect of firing everyone, that he's trying to bring people back. We'll see how that whole thing's going to shake out. But it seems to me like that was a mistake that I don't think people saw coming, Because as I had said, right before this was happening, is the aspect that, you get a guy that sends rockets to the moon. Most times he has a plan. Evidently, that plan wasn't well enough to get established, getting rid of folks. And then they realized that as soon as they realized that a lot of the fakes that they actually got rid of, they needed in order to do what Musk actually wanted done. So we'll see where the rest of it shakes out. We're going to take a look at Rio Tinto right now. Let's go see what's going on here. Because when you do look, the way to look at it, the way I would look at the market right now, I'd be hunting commodities everywhere. Because my take is that the dollars, that's it. It's over. And if that's the case, we're going to have some action. It doesn't mean they won't have counter trend bounce again, but I don't think you're going to see a high. I think that's it. If you want euros, go get them. We're at $1 again. That thing's going to be at $1.04, $1.15, $6. $1.15 next 6 months, man. So if we look at Rio Tinto, bottom line, this wants to break topside, man. You can see Friday you're going in with 6.5 million. You were going into 5.5, and you break topside, then Rio Tinto is going to be up there at the $78 area. We go look at Freeport McMoran. Our man Frank was calling about this last week. Frank from Gloucester, and you can see, bottom line, if you want to see how these push, when they push with volume, they just love to take off, and that's exactly what Freeport McMoran did. It took off. Let's see that right there. And, bottom line, blew away the swing points on Friday, blew away with volume. So now you got Freeport McMoran running up to 43.62. It's only at 34. And if we look at the copper contract, you're going to see as the dollar pulled back on Friday, copper also went to the top of its range. And, we'll see when copper can break this 378. We went up to a price point of 370 on Friday. You're backing down today with 96,000 contracts. And we went higher with 164. That's what you need, bottom line. Now, and something you want to remember is this. See this, how long this consolidation is? This consolidation is approximately, let's see. Yeah, it was 5 months. It was 4 months, 4 full months. When you consolidate for 4 full months, no matter which way you break, it's going to be a break with conviction. That's a long time. Consolidation is the same as building cars, folks, okay? So when you get a sideways move like that, in this particular case, it broke topside. That's a powerful move, and most times that you're going to get some heavy-duty follow-through going topside. We take a look at the GDX, because what did happen on Friday, most of the gold equities, silver equities are up at approximately 9%. Now we have inside the GDX, okay, the consolidation, the top of the consolidation, the GDX is 2616. So, it's getting good volume today. The volume's not bad today, 23 million. Yeah, there's a lot more on Friday, 46. But the 23 million is going into 24 million. So that's saying it still wants to break topside. Who knows what's going on with Newmont? I mean, if Newmont, there's something seriously wrong with Newmont. And that's the largest gold company in the world, but there's something wrong with it. The bottom line is that Newmont in 6 months went from $71, it's trading 41 last week, when every other gold stock got, strength. Bottom line, this is having a hard time even getting inside the range. The range here, this got to get back inside $44 to do anything. And just hasn't been able to do it. What also happened, now this is getting a bit out here today, but what also happened with Barrick Gold, it did the same thing. This thing got really smoked, man. I mean, it's like unbelievable. It's like, so Barrick last week went from 1531 down to 1301, and Barrick's got to get back inside, it's almost the 1480. That's going to get back inside 1480. So if you're into the GDX, you got to, bottom line realize that these are the two largest weightings in the GDX is Newmont and Barrick Gold. So if they can get any type of action going, then you have something going inside that GDX. We got to take a look at, let's go take a look at the note and bond, because the bottom line inside these note and bonds, you're going to see the pullback there today is dramatically light. It's very unusual, folks, when the 10-year only does 800,000 contracts. We've only done 884,000 contracts today. And, bottom line, you're going into 1.5 million contracts. The low before that is 2.4 million. The 10-year loves doing like 1.2, 1.3 million contracts every day. And when you don't do that, that's saying there's no more sellers out here, and that's saying that this does want a higher price. And the last swing point in the 10-year, which was 111.31, had volume. So that was the start. Looks to me that, this wants to bounce. So when you do put the market indicators together, it's telling me that, okay, so we have an eclipse tonight, which eclipses can move markets. Thursday, though, is the CPI. The eclipse, we'll see whether it moves the market or not. The CPI is going to move markets. And the way the market is set up right now is telling me that we're still going to go higher. So it's going to be intriguing to see what we do coming up to the CPI. The way the volumes are out here today, what I'd actually love to see is this. And I want a higher market, folks, okay? But I want to explain to you what I'd like to see. Because we have lighter volume today and the S&P and the Qs, what I'd like to see is that if, let's say, this eclipse, moves the market, and eclipses do. That's the bottom line. And the way it normally works, folks, is that whatever way you're going in, it'll come back out the other way. That's just how it goes. So if that's what we have, and then you get a pullback, and then we get a pullback, and if that pullback is on lighter volume, folks, all in, big time, because that's going to say that the CPI is not going to come in hot, or whatever it comes in, it'll be saying that we go to higher price. Because you can always find out more about where the market wants to go on the counter trend bounce, meaning you're going up. Now tell me when we're coming back. Are we coming back with tremendously lighter volume versus what we had? If we are, we're going higher. Dow's up 436, Nasdaq's up 92, S&P's up 35. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3x bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow up 427, Nasdaq up 94, S&P's up 35. CNVA, Carvana, okay? Now, you take a look at this and CVNA. So, I mean, if you want to see something that's pretty bizarre, the low is today, $6.68. The high is $3.04. Within 12 months, folks. That was November 17th of 2021. Now, I want you to look at this, okay, because this is important to really understand. We take a look at this and we take a look at the revenue, right? We can go back to 2018, all right? Bottom line, the revenue's on the left-hand side. If you're watching Tiger TV, you know, the gross revenue, the earnings are on the right. And you can see the bottom line is that this company made money in 2 quarters last year, but never made money on a yearly basis. Never. And in fact, they're not going to make money next year. Okay? So when you see an equity that has gone up so dramatically and came down, if you happen to be lucky enough when this thing was going up, what you have to do, okay, the bottom line, here, let's put this, first off, I'm going to put this on, first I'm going to put it on a weekly. Yeah, you can see, this is the typical deal that I've been doing this for so long, and I try to figure out, like, how can you keep bringing equities to this astronomical price without volume at all? And that you can see it all the way up, man. The last time this had any volume was like at 156. I mean, there's no one in the store the whole way, and somehow they managed to get to 376. And then what ends up happening? It's over. It's over, man. I mean, the bottom line is that they're telling us right now, let's see, you got 105 million. I can do this quickly in my head. 1 second. 105. Yeah, so the bottom line is that next year they're going to lose another, at least, well, they're telling us now they're going to lose 600 million. Okay? This is a company that's going to go out of business. That's my take on it. Let's bring this back. I believe it's below everything. Yeah, it's below everything. Yeah, it's below everything. It's never traded at this level. Yeah, I mean, don't buy it. Don't even think of buying it because, so check this out. Even at this price, it's losing money. That's what you got to wrap your head around, which is just unbelievable. Well, to me, it's unbelievable that people actually just do it, you know. And, you know, the bottom line is that, you know, I love technicals, folks, but let me tell you something. If I'm going to put some money, when I'm trading, like if I'm trading every day, yeah, I'm not really looking at fundamentals. When I'm buying gold stocks, I'm doing both, you know, because it makes a difference. It totally makes a difference. Because you got to remember something. You know, this is a technical network. There's no doubt about that. But fundamentals run the market on a longer-term basis, okay? You have to be able to make money in order for prices to go to higher price, man. I mean, you know, so you can get the edge. My take is that you can you can get the edge knowing both of them. Now, when you go for both of them, I would go for the technicals first. There's no doubt about that, because I've said this many times. The fundamentals, the difference with fundamentals and technicals is that the CEOs you have to believe the CEOs. Well, they're always lying, okay? And the technicals are pretty hard to lie, because the bottom line with the technicals has to do with, are they buying or are they selling? Is it going up or is it going down? They can say all day long, I got a good deal going, I got a good deal going. Well, why is it going down? It's going down because people are selling, including insiders. That's normally shakes out here. In fact, here, what we got to do? Because I remember the article in Forbes, CNVA, how rich the actual father and son was in this company because of the company. Let me do this. See? So I'm just curious of what they sold. Okay, so here we go. Bring up the inside ownership. And, okay, sellers. Let's see. Well, another way I can do it, let's see. There's a lot of sellers here, there's no doubt about that. We go like this. I'll go into management. The Garcia, that might be the kid. Around. Only one of them, chair, let me see. 5.5 years. I got a feeling this is the son. Chairman, president. Okay, so now it's just, yeah. Yep, there it is. He's the son of the chairman. Okay, son of the founder. So, okay, where are your stocks now? Net worth. I'm gonna have to do this later. I'll find that though. I want to see how much. I suspect they sold thousands of shares. Just like so picture this. This is how smooth. This is how smooth. Elon Musk is, right? So picture this. And when we were on the air, we were talking about this. You have Teslas at 197. Do you remember how many shares he sold at in the 400s? I mean, billions and billions of dollars, right? So the bottom line is that you got to understand Musk. Okay, Musk's deal, and this happens with a lot of folks that think they're the elite and everyone else are the slaves. Bottom line, that's his number. Musk is a smart guy, but he has different rules for him and for everyone else. And he'll take everyone else to the cleaners in a second. That's the real bottom line. That's what's happened with most of the deals. So let's go take a look at the gold contract. And the question is, okay, this is a great question. So the question would be, and it's particularly about how it was set up, right? As to where would you add in the gold contract? Well, this is what I'd love to see, and this is why I'd love to see this in the marketplace, right? Because of the contraction in the S&P and the X100, the volume, I suspect, well, no, this is what very well could happen. And this would be cool before Thursday. So you had the gold contract go higher with wide price spread accelerated volume on Friday, as did the market, because the dollar gave down. If this lunar eclipse plus the election gets us to go to lower price, let's say Wednesday, that'd be awesome. And in this particular case, if that's what you get in the market, what you'll end up getting in gold is you'll end up getting gold coming down into this bar of strength, and you'll get it with lighter volume. And that's why I was saying earlier today, if that's what we get, you want to go all in, man. You put a stop in, but you want to go all in. The higher prices are coming at us. Stay right there, folks. We'll come back. We're going to do Southern Copper from our man Frank from Gloucester. Come right back.
technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at Southern Copper. Now, Southern Copper, bottom line, largest copper company in the world, broke out Friday, and we take a look at this, and this is, when Frank had called, I was talking about there's many gold equities, many commodities that are set up like this, okay? This is a valid break, top side. That's saying this wants to go all the way up to 64. Right now, you're at 53. And so technically, the way you do this, folks, on a valid break, and particularly, see, the amount of cause this consolidation was up is awesome, okay? Because the bottom line is that you had, let's see, July, August, September, October, 4 full months. And so what you do, if you want to understand how you price this, okay, something like this is kind of clean. It's like, okay, we're going to the swing point. Now, if you price it, the way you price it is you go to the top of the consolidation, which is 51.67. You go to the bottom, which is 42, right? So it's approximately 10 points. You add 10 onto the 51. That gives you 61.67, and the high's 64. That's saying it's going to go for the high. That's how that shakes out. And you can do the exact same thing. What happens here with this channel line, it's going sideways, more than likely you're going to see it's going to hit the bottom of the line, reject lower price. This thing is going to go to higher price. As is, we go back over the copper contract for a second. We take a look at copper. And this is all about the dollar again. That's the bottom line. You take a look at the copper contract. Bottom line, this thing, talk about with strength. Volume-wise, look at this spike, man. Volume-wise, we did 164,000 contracts. It's going into a swing of 52,000. This is also saying copper's on its way again to 457. So there's going to be big moves out here this week, and I got a feeling the way this is set up. The ultimate setup would be the lunar eclipse plus the election pulls us back a bit, pulls us down into the strength. We have lighter volume, and then the CPI explodes topside, and that would tell me we go topside right into Jingle Bells, the whole bottle of wax, and then go from there. And then flip. Always remember, folks, the bear can claw your heart out, the bull can run you over, and thank God there's always another trade. Health, happiness, and prosperity. Have a great night, folks. Have a safe night. Come back and visit Tommy tomorrow morning. Kicks us off, 9 a.m. Great show, folks. Look at them, folks.
Building